Hello, welcome to the stream. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is called the nice thing of all I know is what I had planned today was all I know I had planned today was saying I'd play Day Shift at Freddy's. Thank you for the head pets. All I know is I hate that I've literally only not been able to play Roblox for a single day, and I'm already sitting here like, I just want to play it. I just want to play it! In the simplest way, this is just called, I don't know. I at least play it in my free time half the time, because I don't have stuff to do. I'm just a little upsetty. I'm trying to think of things I could say. I don't know, my nice bit is, apparently, I'm at this stage with my little neurodivergent brain, where I think that ironing stuff is, like, the best thing ever. Well, not, like, 24/7, but, like, I don't know, I had to do it to heat seal the paint on my... I just don't have that many games to play, I'm sorry! And I like the games I play on Roblox, I'm sorry. Yes, hello, I was discussing that... I don't know, I've been hearing from most people, they're like... I know I was hearing from most people about, like, the security issue stuff, they're just like, mostly everybody that was behind all the stuff got, like, IP banned and poison banned and stuff. So there's no issue of that anymore, but I still want to wait until somebody says, like, yeah, I know, like, mostly over, but I'm waiting until there's, like, an all clear entirely, you know? That's my way of, I'll play Roblox again then. Like, I don't care if you tell me that it's mostly okay, what about that tiny bit that isn't, huh? That's where my luck lays. Anyways, my bit is, my original track of my brain was, I don't know, I was scared of the ironing board and the iron itself, but then I painted the back of my hoodie and I had to... Good buddy? And I had to heat seal the paint that I did on the back so it would actually stay. And then I did that and I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad. I actually like doing this. And then I got bored and I also didn't like how wrinkly my pride plug was, so I just took it off the wall and I ironed it real fast. I'm coming to the conclusion I very much want another one because I actually have enough space on this wall for two of them. I don't know why I didn't consider private servers, I don't know. I figured safety is safety, and if people don't feel safe, I don't feel safe entirely. What? What? All I know is I was actually genuinely worried again too, like that whole bit of everybody talking about the bad of it. And I'm like, I don't like how much money I spent on Robux, okay? I'm not losing that now. Oh, that's my... Well, I've come to this conclusion though that like I want at least one other pride flag in my room. Yeah, exactly. Because I have my non-binary one, but there's like enough space next to it that like the wall is just blank, there's nothing there. It feels weird, and there's enough space for like a second one. Therefore, now I just need to debate with myself if I want just a regular bi flag in my room, or if I decide that's it, I fucking need a pup gender flag in my room right now. I think I actually have a pup gender flag in my throne wish list. Yeah, because somebody pointed out that I have the rabies pride flag in there too. 100% serious, by the way. Don't look at me. I mean, do look at me. Learn not meme history. That is all. Oh, yes. Oh, God, how do I pronounce that? You see, I know that we have games that we want to play, but at the same time, I forgot to update the name of the stream. Either way, I'm half tempted to just like paste a random picture of a man here, and then use it to just use TikTok filters and fuck around. Yeah, in the way of being autistic and trans, you know? That's why I have one in my throne. It's a nice conversation starter, apparently. Oh, I can play a really fucked up remix. Well, not fucked up. I can play a really weird remix for you guys and get the vibe check on it. This is called I Finally Found Out How to Play Music and not have it get, like, fucking tossed to the fire in the VOD. Congratulations, I'm giving it to you anyways. Here's this remix that I showed everybody yesterday, and nobody told me if they liked it or if I should turn it off. This is what the streams are now. Vibe check, vibe check. Give me the vibe check, let's go. Vibe checking, checking the vibes of the chat. I don't know. My vibe check is it works, but I don't think it should work. It should be playing. If it's not, I'm gonna cry. Nobody said that it wasn't yesterday. I don't know. This is all I got going for me. I'll go back to my normal music. Hang on. I'm gonna fucking cry. It worked yesterday. What the fuck? Everyone passes the vibe check. Okay, so this we can hear. Where? Where? Still music to be heard? Still music to be heard? God damn it, what the fuck? It worked yesterday. I could play Barbie Girl and people heard that. I'm just throwing a goddamn link in the chat. You can trust me. Tell me the vibes. All I know is I promised that I'd try to play Day Shift at Freddy's. This has been talked about enough in my chat. But at the same time, I actually don't know anything of it prior to going in, so I don't want to just casually go, okay, let's play this on stream when I don't know what's in it, you know? That's where I'm sitting at lately. Oh no! I'm sorry. Fuck. Well, okay, there's the vibe check of the day then. Vibe check. It's fucked. And I'm gonna double check my throne wish list now that I'm thinking about it. I'm sorry about that. Fuck. Oh yeah, I need to update it. I need to take off these horns because I can't get those anymore. I'm rearranging. I'm gonna rearrange. Yeah, I only have like 2 actual Persona songs in there. The rest are just Persona songs. Am I allowed to rearrange? I am allowed to rearrange. I'm gonna check out that flag that I wanted. The pup gender one. Oh, that's bullshit. Hang on. Well, folks, go ahead, do it. Do it. Things didn't work earlier, you can clown music me. I think I found my least favorite thing, and it's the fact that thanks for the clown music now. Stop stacking them! Oh my god! No! God! You know what I can do? You know what I can do actually? You know what I can do actually? You know what I have the power to do? Fuck you. You got your 3 clown muses stacked. There. I was gonna say, I was kind of upset because, like, I'll find people selling pride flags, but, like, then when they delve into other ones, they, like, only sell, like, I don't get why, like, people only sell, like, cat gender flags and that's it. I'm like, I would like a pup gender flag, please? No, fuck you. Oh, okay. The pup gender flag I wanted just changed to a different link. But also at the same time, I just found somebody else selling it cheaper. I hate to say this also. I mean, that's... words are weird. I mean, that's fair. People use what they want to use. It's fine. I hate to say this. I have never understood, like, the alternate flag designs of some things. Like, not in, like, some ew, why would you change it way, but just in a very dog tilted head confused way. Like, what? Why? That's it. That's the vibe. If I am confused, please always if I ever state that I'm confused, please God imagine me with just like tilted head. That's it. That's all it is. Oh no. Got it, that's what we're doing this stream. We're just watching the Just watching the Nintendo's corruption. You're so fair. So I found one flag that is not flag. One. Oh, it's from Ireland. Never mind. We're backing out. Just because I know ship times would be forever. Hi, Olive. I'm looking at pride flags again because I need to update the link to the pup gender flag on my throne. Because I'm genuinely thinking I have enough space next to my non-binary flag. I realized I have enough space after I ironed mine and put it back up. So I could put a pup gender one right next to it. That's exactly what I'm thinking of doing. My only other thing. That's fair. Well, I mean, if you hover over it, it should tell you exact. Because when I hover over, either way, mine doesn't matter because I have infinite, but still. Yeah, there's two ways to see, like, your exact amount. Where are you putting it in? God damn it, where's the store-based additive?
May I have the steps?
I hate when I have to look up things like this. Hang on. Oh, why? Throne's being fucky. It's trying to say I live in the UK. That's honestly what I'm thinking of doing. There's now a pup gender flag. Updated and everything. On my fucking... We've done a bird stream, I just didn't talk during it. Yeah, no, I now have a pup gender flag up on my throne. Especially happy about this now. Oh god, no. Why would you make me look at Reddit? I act like I don't have a Reddit account. I have a Reddit account. I don't do much with it. I have like the most basic Reddit account. All I follow is r/amItheasshole, the Owl House subreddit, the Amphibia one, which I'm honestly probably gonna leave because I don't look at it that much. I'm part of the Roblox one just to learn stuff. I don't remember following True Off My Chest, but I do. I'm in some baking subreddits. I'm leaving one of these I'm in. I'm in like a couple. I'm in a couple for like, oh god, what am I in? Just tell me which subreddits I'm in. I opened Reddit to talk about all the subs I'm in. And right away from the Owl House one, I found somebody with a really cute comic of just the true, a different ending to King's Tide, where Luz goes to the human realm, grabs a fucking iPad and comes back and gives it to the collector. There we go, the day is saved. I am once more able to say that my favorite thing I'm ever able to say is that I can confirm at least our version of the collector and the system is an iPad kid, in a way. Roblox iPad kid. Our collector does not have a grasp of money. That is not a good thing. I am forever lucky. I was just like, okay, you do your thing. I'm gonna stand right here next to you. Because then I got to go, no, you're not fucking buying Robux. Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm in 2 different subreddits just for baking, like, one that's just like r/baking, which usually people put like cakes in and stuff. I'm in one specifically for bread. I'm glad that all of us are, like, confused and concerned. What the fuck? I get that you search- okay, I get that you search as a joke, but why does it exist in the first place? What the fuck? I can't even remember what all fucking subreddits I'm in. Just tell me. Just tell me. I just want a list. I look like the most fucking... I look like the most either fucking fake or weirdest account because all I've done is like downvote idiots. You can find like a bunch of different posts only in r/the owl house that I've upvoted. Well, that and baking, because there's some cute cakes in there that I like. I don't comment on anything, I don't post anything, I just vibe. Oh yeah, and then I also link to my Twitch and my Kofi and my Twitter and my card all on my fucking account. Oh, here we go. I can easily find it. I was just stupid. Yeah, this is where it's gonna sound fucking weird what subreddits I'm in. I'm in, to make it the very just basic Reddit account, one step away from the dedication to apparently be one of those, I make an AI read out all of the posts and that's how I get views. I'm in r/am I the asshole and True Off My Chest. Just basic what I wanted to join is the Owl House, cake decorating, Roblox, Reddit, baking, amphibia, and beard advice. That's it. Those are the only fucking things I do on Reddit. I don't even look at it that often. My only, like, quote-unquote daily dose of Reddit is through those fucking TikTok accounts. That's it, that's all I do. Why am I being suggested to join a fucking Harry Potter subreddit? Because yes, I have two actual regular Persona 5 songs in here, and that's it. Oh no, I can like open YouTube and see what gets recommended to me and we just go from there. I can show you guys the I can show you guys the first 5.5-hour Victorious video. Nope, shit, I'm opening things. You know, whenever the Amphibia songs play, people only fucking share, like, people only point out, like, oh my god, you're playing No Big Deal or stuff like that, and nobody ever fucking points out Heartstomper. Makes me a little upsetty. I'm being recommended in a video from 4 hours ago that Roblox is safe to play. I don't trust you. Yay. Finally. Wait. Chromcat dancing to Wii Shop music for 10 hours. The out-of-bounds secrets in Chapter 2 of Poppy Playtime. That's a title all on its own. $100 if you can voice Sonic featuring Snapcube and Dollop Days. The Five Nights at Freddy's fan game Iceberg, which I can see Day Shift is at Freddy's already in the thing. People clickbaiting the shit out of what happened on Roblox. Why is what in my playlist? Yeah, I got Doki Doki because it's got a nice soundtrack, okay? It's got a nice soundtrack! I don't think I'm allowed to show the best of Buff Pup. An almost 2-hour video from a verified account that I don't like. I'm not gonna fucking play. I was literally just about to say, I don't know, I can show you the KK Clue video of the dance pad restoration because it just showed up. That is right what I was about to say. What the fuck, man? Okay, got it. That's what we're doing then. That was... Got it. You know what? Actually, I hate to say this. I'm gonna be right back. I am... meant to think absolutely. Oh, I hate to say this. I will play that when I get back, but I'll be right back. I might play... I don't know. I'll be right back. We'll decide from here. Stare at SpongeBob. Wuff, hello, I am back. I would move us over to the mainstream layout, like right away, but I need to mess with studio mode to make sure it's going well. Oh yeah, that's going fine. Hang on.
In October 2021, I purchased
Nope,
a
nope,
Pump It Up
nope,
GX arcade cabinet.
Take it. Stop. Okay, yeah, we're good. Hang on. What? Yo, what? Anyways, welcome. Okay, this is just what we're gonna do now.
In October 2021, I purchased a Pump It Up GX arcade cabinet. For those that aren't familiar, Pump It Up is a dance game. It's adjacent to Dance Dance Revolution. My cabinet was originally manufactured in 2004. And it needed a lot of work.
Oh my God.
And because I was the new owner, it was my responsibility to get that work done. This project was incredibly impulsive. I had no idea what I was doing. I've never done any restoration work before. With that all being said, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I learned a lot. It was incredibly satisfying. This was a super fun project, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Alrighty then, let's get started. Right now, the part that I'm stuck on is I need to
hang on.
get these panel screws out.
Is this good?
But
I don't want it
most
to
of
be
them
like
are stripped
horrible
to the
audio
point
mixing
of
if I try to
being
talk.
completely destroyed. I've tried all different screwdriver bits, all kinds of things. These screws will not turn. What a lot of people suggested online as a solution to this problem is to use a Dremel with a metal cutting disc to essentially cut a flathead divot into the rusted screw so that you can get enough surface area to extract it using a flathead screwdriver. But there was also another suggestion that ended up being so elegant that I didn't end up using the Dremel at all, was getting a pair of Van pliers. They're called that because they're pliers that have teeth that are specifically meant to grab onto the heads of stripped screws. Now, the ones that I got weren't brand name Van pliers, but they're functionally identical. I just want to say that extracting these screws with the Van pliers is probably one of the most satisfying things I've ever experienced in my life. Just look at this. Okay, so next we gotta talk about the mouse. Oh my god, the mouse, okay. When I went to go pick up the Pump It Up cab, I discovered that it was being kept in a sort of garage, sort of shed kind of thing. It didn't have doors, it was just like open to the outside world. And it turns out that a mouse discovered the Pump It Up pads and decided that he wanted to live in there. And live in there, he sure did. He made a little nest in there. I can't even really blame the guy. If I were a mouse, I would want to live in there too. It's got all these pathways that you can walk, like a little labyrinth. I am very happy that the mouse ended up being completely unharmed by me throwing the pads onto a truck and then taking them miles away. So we got the pads off the truck and then put them in my apartment. And he chilled out in his nest for an entire day before finally leaving and trying to go scavenge for food. You know, scavenge for food inside of my apartment. And that was how I learned that the mouse existed. Like, I didn't even know that he was from the pad. I just thought he got in from outside somehow. It was only when I was able to remove the stripped screws and find the mouse's nest that all the pieces started to fit together. And I realized the adventure that this mouse has been on. The mouse was absolutely adorable. I wish that we could have kept him, but we didn't have a place for him at the time. Instead, we just ended up releasing him. He probably wouldn't have had much fun living in a glass box in our apartment anyway. Cleaning, 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 cleaning. I feel like that was most of what I did for this entire process. Any public-facing arcade cab that's been around for multiple decades is going to be extremely dirty, especially if the game in question involves a gigantic steel controller that you're supposed to step on. For the first few days, the cleaning process was essentially vacuum as much as I could until the vacuum got full, and then I would empty it, and then I would fill it again, and then I would empty it. Fill, empty, fill, empty, fill, empty. Vacuum cleaners are kind of expensive. We had 2 different vacuums, but they were both kind of small. I'm sure this process would have been a lot easier if I had like a shop vac or something, but I didn't have one of them. Now, vacuums are only really useful for getting like dry gunk out of there, stuff like dirt and dust, but a lot of the cleaning that I had to do was like bathing a lot of the parts straight up, like putting them in the bathtub and like scrubbing them with a brush and soapy water. Cleaning isn't really difficult, it just takes a long time and it can be really tedious. I always end up having fun cleaning things. It's like a nice zen task that I can do while I listen to YouTube videos in the background. Oh yeah, and also cleaning up the mouse nest was really fun. So one of the previous owners of these Pump It Up pads had already spray painted the heck out of one of them, like totally went to town spray painting it. They made this horrible design. It just looks awful. I tried scraping it off. no go. It was so bad. It was so bad. And that sort of put this green light in my head of being like, oh, cool, I should do like a spray paint job on this. That would be neat. So I made this color plan. I bought like a whole bunch of paints. I have very little experience in painting and spray painting and all that. So I thought I'd give it a go and have it be a learning experience. Yeah, I came out the other end. It was certainly a learning experience. I wish I had done a lot more research ahead of time. I wish that I had reached out to more people before I just went and did the spray can job. I don't know what I was thinking. I just like jumped head first into it and just expected that everything would be fine. But this is the aftermath, so you get to learn from my mistakes. I shouldn't have been using a spray can in the first place. Do not spray paint something like this. Basically, painting steel is a lot more difficult and complicated than I expected. A pump it up pad needs to be rugged. It needs to be something that people are able to step on a lot without having to worry about the paint chipping. This is something that needs to be powder coated. There are ways to do powder coating yourself, DIY, but if you have a body shop or a powder coating place near you, I just recommend getting it done professionally, because then you can just get it done once and you never have to think about it again. But in my situation, I had 2 pads that were covered in garbage spray paint, one from a previous owner and one from me being an idiot. So you can't just take those to a body shop and be like, powder coat please, you gotta get rid of what's already on there first. If you need to have something coated but you gotta have a fresh start, just get it sandblasted. You can literally hire a person to blast high velocity sand at whatever you need to remove the paint from, and you'd get a total clean start. It'll also clean up rust, which was a problem with my bars. The handbars, of course, are one of the 2 most interacted with components of a pad.
I'm so sorry to pause it. I'm so sorry to do that. However, I need to ask everybody this. Is there anybody else that's like... Okay, I'll just explain this. I did my little break so I could make a ramen cup. First of all, I like the fact that the lids say, like, don't do it without parental supervision. I'm like, do you know how many times I made these how many times that, like, I can remember that we've made these when we were, like, alone as a child. But anyways, my new complaint is I alone in wanting to complain about the fact that they give, like, okay, here's a ramen cup, we put veggies in there, and then it's just like 3 peas on top and then that's it. I don't know, it made sense in my head. Just watch the video.
And after years and years of abuse, the paint was gone. It was completely rusted on the top. When I peeled the grip tape off of it, the paint just came right along with it. It was like, see ya, and it left behind this horrible rust patch. And the decals, or the stickers that were on the side of each pad, were completely destroyed. It left this adhesive residue that would have been a ton of work for me to remove, but the sandblasting made short work of it. And something that I didn't know going into it is that when you sandblast steel, you're removing everything, and that includes all of the layers that are there to protect the steel from rusting. So immediately after you sandblast, your steel is vulnerable to a thing called flash rusting. There's a lot of variables to it. It depends on where you live, depends on the moisture of the air, depends on how it's being kept. Essentially what I'm saying is that rust never sleeps. As soon as you get a thing sandblasted, you're on a race against the clock to get it coated before the rust gets to it. I had a 24-hour gap between receiving my sandblasted pads and going to get them coated, but that 24 hours was more than enough time for rust to start developing, and I just got lucky. So now that we're at a clean start with the pads and the bars, they're bare steel. I took them to a powder coating place, and that was my last chance to change my mind about the colors. My original plan, as I showed you earlier, was to have the pads be purple and the bars be pink and blue respectively, based on my mascot character, KK. However, it was pointed out to me that I was accidentally copying Dance Dance Revolution, because on Dance Dance Revolution,
the A20 cabs are those
the
colors.
bars are also pink and blue. I don't want people to think that I'm copying DDR on my Pump It Up cab. Those are 2 separate video games. So I ended up just going with the factory design of having the pads be white and the bars be red. It's an iconic design. It's very pretty. Having stock colors makes it easier to resell later if I decide to do that. And if I do decide that I want to customize it for myself, I can just make some custom decals for the sides of the pads. And if I want to get rid of the decals, you can just peel them off and put new ones on. There you go. You remember earlier when I was talking about removing all of those horribly stripped and rusted screws? I obviously obviously can't just put those back in, so I have to get some replacement screws. The situation that I was in after removing the screws with the vamp pliers is I would be holding a screw in my hand, and I had no idea how to translate the thing that I was holding into something that I would be able to purchase on the internet. What do I measure it and then like search for the screw measurements? Like, I don't even know where to start with that. What a lot of people suggested is like, yeah, just bring that screw over to like Home Depot, show it to an employee, and then they can get you the screw you need. In order for me to do that, I would have to leave my house, and I don't want to do that. My thought process was that the Pump It Up community is really big. Someone has to have done this research for me of like what screws go where and like where to buy them.
Beethoven virus, I fucking hate you.
I reached out to Nervash, who's a Pump It Up aficionado on YouTube. His videos were very, very helpful in getting me started. He gave me this Google Doc that specified all these different screw types and links to buy them and like where they go. Oh my god, it was so helpful. It saved me so much time. It is an extremely common practice for people to replace all of the top layer screws with countersunk screws. And what that means is that instead of a bump where the screw head is, it just sits completely flat. And I completely understand why that's a common practice, because countersunk screws feel really nice to play on. The takeaway from this is if you get stuck somewhere and you just don't know what to do, just ask for help. You'd be surprised how many people on the internet are willing to jump to help you. So that's replacement screws, but what about everything else that I had to replace? Yeah, there were actually a bunch of things. In the context of an arcade, a Pump It Up cabinet has 2 pad controllers that are connected together. The piece of steel that's responsible for attaching these 2 pad controllers together, it's called a joint bracket. You have one on each side, one on the front and one on the back. The previous owner only had one of the joint brackets. I need another one. You can't just use one. If you have 2 players dancing simultaneously, then the vibrations might cause the 2 pads to diverge. Your joint bracket's gonna bend. It's just not a good thing. You don't want to do it. Some people will makeshift these in order to avoid having to pay the troll toll of getting a new one, but I bought it anyway because I wanted them to match and because I'm a stupid idiot. And another thing that was missing, underneath both of the Pump It Up pads, there are some legs and wheels so that you can easily move them around and keep them stationary. Neither of my pads had those. No legs, no wheels, nothing. Legs are more important than wheels because the legs keep it stationary. You really don't want your pads moving around while you're playing. It can be pretty dangerous. You're throwing your body weight around, you're moving really fast. You really don't want your pads moving out from underneath you. But wheels aren't really that important if you're planning on keeping it in one place. They're really just for like transporting it. So I went ahead and bought 8 legs that day. But everything else that needed to be replaced, I just 3D printed. Yeah! I'm lucky that my brother owns a 3D printer and knows how to use it because I am too stupid. I had him print a whole bunch of countersunk corner brackets, and I also replaced all my sensor channels with this newfangled one that looks really cool. For 3D printing, we use 2 different kinds of filament, PLA and TPU. The basic difference is that PLA is hard and rigid, and TPU is soft. You can like bend it with your hands. And the soft one's really good for something like a corner bracket where you're gonna be constantly stepping on it. You don't want that thing to snap. I brought up the sensor channels just a second ago, but I haven't actually explained what sensors are. So sensors are the thing that detects whenever you're actually stepping on a panel. There's 4 of them in each panel frame. A lot of sensors in these pads were either missing or broken. I'm pretty sure I have 30 working sensors. 5 of them are dead and 5 of them are missing. So I went ahead and ordered 5 brand new sensors. Here they are. They're beautiful. They're all wrapped in plastic and everything. The general strat that I've picked up on is that people will take all of the sensors out, test them one by one, and then order them by how sensitive they are. Least sensitive to most sensitive, right? And then use that information to determine where each sensor will go in the pad, right? Like the middle range sensitivity will go in the center panel and the inner corners of each of the corner panels. Your lower sensitivity ones can go on the outside since you're less likely to interact with them there. And usually people will just exclude overly sensitive sensors because nobody wants their panels to trigger too early or get false presses. After all of that work and all of that buildup, it's still not done. I'm not even close to done with this project. Basically everything that I've done so far has been to service the dance pads. I haven't touched anything regarding the cab yet. And that's kind of scary considering how much of a money pit this project has been already. I'm not even halfway done, and it's already cost over $2,800. But I feel that this is a pretty good place to stop for this video because I have a playable, modded dance pad. It looks great, it feels great, and if you guys are interested in this restoration process, I would be delighted to document document more of it. What they don't tell you when you get into arcade cab stuff is that it goes from being a solo project to being a group project very quickly. You know, you're reaching out to friends and family like, hey, who can help me lift this really, really heavy thing? Who do I know that has a truck that can help me transfer this from one place to another? And luckily, there are entire internet communities of people that are willing to help you with arcade cab stuff. There were so many times where I was just completely stuck and I didn't know what to do next. And the Rhythm Game Cabs Discord had my back. Thank you to all of the users that are in that group. You guys were an amazing help to me. Thank you to all my friends and family that helped out with this project. Thank you to my lovely boyfriend Luke, who probably did as much work on this project as I did. Thank you to everyone on Patreon, every single person. You guys have been keeping me alive for so many months, and it really means the world. I want to shout out a couple of YouTubers, Nervash, Alex Diner, Happy Feet, Fefems. Oh yeah, and Pump It Up Pio, definitely. Gotta watch Pump It Up Pio. This guy, he plays like 20s. He always labels them no bar, and that's not wrong, but it's because he can't reach the bar. He's too small. It's friggin' bonkers. You gotta watch it. Your homework is to check out some of these YouTubers and leave some nice comments. While I was editing this video, I kind of fell in love with the mouse, and I'm sure that a lot of you did too, so I got Shamu to make this lovely sticker that you can purchase right now on clue.gg. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in 2022.
Oh, the recommended are the two videos I was gonna suggest next. I was either gonna go, okay, let's go to the DDR controllers one because I thought that one was really cool, or I could show you the Beatmania one because that was where everything came to a head and made me go to an arcade. It made me go outside. I didn't touch grass, but I touched dance pads and it was worse. I'm going to the DDR controller one. It's actually shorter.
Dance, dance, revolution!
Dance Dance Revolution is one of my favorite things ever, and that love developed entirely from playing the game at home. Throughout my life, I've had very few arcades near me, and none of them had DDR, so the only option I had was to compromise. This is a soft pad, and it is the most accessible DDR thing ever produced since they were bundled with nearly every DDR home port. You can get one for 15 to 30 bucks, plug it in, and it just works, but that cheapness comes at a cost. While you're playing the game, they never stay put. They like to slide all over the place, and it becomes a force of habit after a song ends to reach down and rotate it back to its normal position. This is such a commonplace issue that people just tape them to the floor. Another problem is that there's no tactile feedback at all. The top layer is completely flat plastic. You can't feel where the edges of the buttons are with your feet, so the only way to center yourself is to look down and adjust. And the last issue with them is the inconsistency. Depending on how old your pad is, who made it, where it came from, how much use it's had, it's a toss-up on how sensitive the pad is going to be. Either it's too sensitive and registers a press when you don't want it to, or you stomp on it really hard and nothing happens, or maybe it'll happen too late. Occasionally I'll stumble upon a soft pad that gets the sensitivity just right. Personally, I've had the best experience with official Konami pads and the Nintendo Mario Mix pad, but even in the best case scenario, soft pads still aren't viable for competitive play. Some people mod their soft pads by plating them with wood.
You're thinning out the soup a little bit too much.
Okay, so I thought of a lot of different ways that I could phrase this video, and the best way that I could come up with was a tier list. I know it's a bit cheesy, but just bear with me, okay? Okay, so the left side is for foot controllers, and the right side is for hand controllers. We're just gonna focus on the left side for right now. In general, those standard issue plastic soft pads land firmly in the E tier. There is another kind of soft pad, and as far as I know, they don't really have a name, so I'm just gonna call them thick pads. They have these big, thick pieces of foam inside of them, which adds some weight and makes them slide around a bit less. Some of them have tactile bumps on the panels, so I can feel where they are with my feet and center myself without looking. The thick pads are slightly better enough to edge their way into the D tier. And of course, the dream would be to have your very own DDR cabinet, right? Well, that'd be A tier. Well, it's very clever to put DDR-A in the A tier. Okay, I'm not specifically referring to DDR-A. It's just a visual summary of DDR cabinets in general. But why isn't it S tier? Well, I'll tell you, okay? Not all DDR cabinets are made equal. Despite being produced and distributed by Konami themselves, they range in quality greatly. You can't just call Konami and be like, hello, I would like one Dance Dance Revolution, please. It just doesn't work that way, so you're not gonna get a new one. Even then, old used cabinets are difficult to get, expensive, and very bulky. But let's say you managed to find one for sale and were able to drive out with a truck to transfer it home. It doesn't just end there. You gotta find a place to put it. It's gonna need to be cleaned and repaired. You spent hundreds, maybe even a couple thousand on this thing, and you're still gonna have to buy some replacement parts. And when it's all said and done, unless you wanna mod it, you are still limited to only playing the songs that were originally on that cabinet, no more, no less. What a lot of people that are in this situation would do is they'll separate the pad from the cabinet and then mod the pad so they can plug it into whatever they want, like a PC or some sort of adapter box, and then use that instead of relying on the cabinet. If you're willing to put in the time and the energy, then it is a really good option. The end result is fantastic and it deserves to be this high on the list. But it just doesn't deserve the S tier because it relies on external variables that you don't have any control over. So the middle ground between an arcade cabinet and a soft pad would be homebrew pads. They're made by fans with no intervention from Konami, but because they're homebrew, they're made to be tweaked. You have to be prepared to DIY when something goes wrong. The Cobalt Flux is very well liked by the DDR community, but it is constantly out of stock and trying to find a used one is very difficult. The L-Tech pads are always in stock, but they're manufactured in Poland, so if you're American like I am, be prepared to pay hundreds of dollars for shipping. I'm speaking from experience, of course, because in order to get one, I had to spend around $650 in total. So the L-Tech pad, was it worth it? I'd say that it was worth it to me. I'll just say that it's got some baggage. This is my very first DDR hard pad. I've never owned one before, and for the price I paid, I was a little disappointed. I justified the high price tag because I foolishly thought this would be endgame. I have a hard pad with a handbar, just like the arcades, but the reality of it is that it just made me want a real arcade pad even more, because the L-Tech pad is very homebrewy. You have to do a bunch of mods in order for it to even be competitive. With that being said, I did take the time to do those mods, a control board replacement and the steel plate sensitivity mod, and as a result my experience was vastly improved compared to the stock unit. One very common complaint that I also agree with is, wow, this bar sucks. I do not like this bar. It wobbles all over the dang place. It doesn't matter how much you tighten it, it doesn't matter how much time you put into trying to get it stable, it will always wobble. And I just can't get enough height out of it. It's like it's just not tall enough. I'm in that weird height range where it's just barely out of my comfort zone. Drives me crazy. But I don't have any alternative, so I just use it anyway. Some people build their own bar, but I just don't have that kind of a brain. Like, I would have to commission somebody else to do it because I have no knowledge of like metalworking or anything like that. As for the Cobalt Flux, I don't have one, but from what I've read, the quality is superb. Because they're so hard to find, people just started building their own. You can buy pre-made kits to build one, and if you're American, it'll only run you about $300 including shipping. It's not exactly a Cobalt Flux, it's just modeled very closely after one. If you're willing to put in the time to building it, that's genuinely a really good price. Honestly, the Cobalt Flux and the L-Tech are pretty comparable, but I'm gonna give the Cobalt Flux the win on this one because it stood the test of time so hard that people are still modeling new pads off of it to this day. B tier, and the L-Tech is gonna go in C tier. Before we get into what's better than a DDR arcade cabinet, let's talk about something terrible. If you've been Googling around for DDR pads, you've likely come across ddrgame.com. I actually have a DDR game thick pad, and it's surprisingly good. It's my go-to pad when I want to play DDR on the PS2, but I'm not convinced that they made any actual design changes to make it better than an official pad. I'm confident that it's just a matter of age. It was manufactured brand new within the last few years, and it's being compared against soft pads from the early 2000s. For DDR games soft pads, I can't help but recommend them because they're still making new ones. Konami gave up on that long ago. As for their hard pads though, if you look at their catalog, they are absolutely beautiful. These price points are realistic to what you pay for a quality hard pad. You could easily be fooled into thinking they're legit. I don't have any personal experience with them, but according to the DDR subreddit, their pads don't hold up over time because they're exceptionally low quality. The sensors are prone to failing and the control boxes tend to randomly disconnect. Sounds like an F tier to me. I'm sure someone's gonna contact me and be like, I bought a DDR game hard pad and I haven't had any problems. Listen, I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just going off of this paragraph on Reddit, alright? I would love to personally roast DDR games hard pads by buying one and talking about how crap it is, but oh my god, these price tags are ridiculous for something that I know is going to suck. But there is a way to enable me to do such things in the future though.
I'm sorry, how much is one of left since you can't see it? Ah, $2.99.
Something that I know is going to suck, but there is a way to enable me to do such things in the future though. Alright, so getting back to it, if a real DDR cab is A tier, what would be S tier? This is the Stepmaniacs stage, and it's as close to endgame as you're ever going to get. The force-sensing resistors automatically calibrate, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the panels in software. It even has customizable RGB in every single panel. A Stepmaniacs community member by the name of Kevin got some excellent footage of his Stepmaniacs pad, and that's what you're looking at right now. He even went out of his way to demonstrate the custom LED pattern feature by putting my YouTube mascot KK on the pads. It's a little hard to tell because of the gaps between the panels, but that was still a really cool thing for you to do. Thank you so much. The Stepmaniacs stage is developed by Kyle Ward, the same person that made In the Groove, a 4-panel DDR-like from the early 2000s. I got in contact with Kyle and he was super cool. Kyle even offered for me to use his original music for the project, and that's what you're listening to right now. The song that you're hearing is a song that he produced. It's so cool. Kyle really cares about the rhythm game community, so give the man some love. He deserves it. Okay, enough nice things. Now I gotta explain the baggage. Stepmaniacs is an original 5-panel game. It's like DDR, but it has a center panel. I'm definitely going to get a stage at some point, but it's up in the air if I'm ever going to get to play the Stepmaniacs 5-panel game, because it's not as simple as just downloading the game and running it on your computer. You have to buy a touchscreen monitor to run the game. It has proprietary hardware in there that the game is purpose-built to run on. So let's consider the absolute minimum for me to play Stepmaniacs. I have to buy the stage, and I have to buy the monitor to play the game on. That's already over $3,000, not even including shipping. But listen, it's easy to complain about high prices, but first of all, you get what you pay for. And second of all, we aren't the demographic. Arcade owners are the demographic Stepmaniacs is aiming at. If you look at the price of a brand new Konami DDR cabinet, that's going to be somewhere between 15 to 20K per unit. And that's if you can even get one at all. They have exclusivity deals with only a few different major arcades. But Stepmaniacs is independent.
Wait, what are the arcades? Who are they?
Deals with only a few different major.
That explains why the only places I were able to find it was Round 1 and Dave & Buster's, because it's only fucking Round 1 and Dave & Buster's! I'm not complaining though, because Round 1 and Dave & Buster's are the exact same distance from me, but still. I can complain if I want.
Arcades.
My stream, my video, my circus, my monkeys.
Non-exclusive, and it's only around 7K per cabinet. That deal starts to look pretty good. Just because it's easier to get than an official Konami cabinet still doesn't mean that it's easy to get. In fact, quite the opposite. They only open for sale.
Yeah, it's in the way of I'm
kind
of lucky. It feels like
in seconds. The last drop that happened, I tried to get one and I couldn't. Every single Stepmaniacs person I've interacted with has been awesome, including the developers themselves. It just the camaraderie in the Stepmaniacs community is so good to see. I'm not associated to or sponsored by Stepmaniacs. I'm just a fan. I just really like their stuff. So to sum up the Stepmaniacs pad, you get what you pay for. It's extremely high quality. There isn't a modding scene because it doesn't need one. It's fully configured out of the box. You can buy kits to add more panels so you can play a variety of different floor panel games instead of just DDR, for example, Pump It Up. And you get entrance to a great community. Now listen, I ain't talking trash to DDR by putting the SMX pad a tier above. I love DDR. I love these cabinets. But the flexibility of the Stepmaniacs pad speaks for itself. So I talked about a lot of different foot pads, but this is far from all the options that exist. These are just the ones that I found to be the most notable from my perspective as a non-hardcore player. I can play any original DDR game on max difficulty, no problem, but I'm still not good enough to play something like Stamina, which is DDR but with long, unbroken streams of arrows at a high BPM, right? And I'm not anywhere near the level of skill required to play not ITG sight reading charts. Like, that stuff is insane. If you want a more in-depth look at DDR pads in the context of hardcore Stamina players, I highly recommend checking out this video by Dom ITG. It's got a lot of great information. It was super helpful for me during the script writing process.
I'm broke, but I want to look into that.
The hand controllers. Why? Okay, so in preparation for this video, I was searching Dance Dance Revolution on eBay. I saw this, and I immediately wondered how that could possibly work. I've seen DVD games where you can like move a little cursor with the remote, but there's no way that they could make a rhythm game with that concept, right? Did they make a DDR pad that uses infrared, like a TV remote? Like, how does it work? Well,
no.
It doesn't. And I'm not just saying that it tries its best and just doesn't do a good job. They expect you to literally play pretend. It comes with a vinyl sheet that has a DDR matte decal printed on it. There are no electronics at all. You can crumple it up like a sheet of paper. And the DVD just plays a video of arrows scrolling up the screen, and you're expected to act like you're playing a video game. And of course, it always says perfect, like you're doing well. On the box, it says DVD game. Seen It is a DVD game because it has a win condition and a lose condition. You can pick the wrong answer in Seen It, and then you'll lose. In the Dance Dance Revolution DVD game, you can just do nothing and win anyway. Like, the only instance that makes any sense for this thing existing
Arrows are in my imagination.
Video game consoles or anything, and that's what this review says. Great alternative to buying an entire game system. Like, fair enough. That makes sense to me. But the thing that I'm so hung up on is that it calls itself a DVD game, but there's no game to be had. You're just watching an exercise video. They should have called it the DDR exercise kit or something. It may be $16, but using my imagination is free.
Mission complete.
You guys see the Sonic movie yet? The one from like a year ago, in the beginning of 2020? You haven't? Why not? It's the highest grossing video game movie of all time, though. You should totally watch it. It's on Netflix, but you gotta get a VPN to watch it because it's in Iceland.
This is no VPN plug, isn't it?
Ukraine. Oh wait, you don't have a VPN?
Or
Well,
Atlas.
I got a deal for you! Atlas VPN is running
Yep.
a huge discount on their 3-year deal, just $139 per month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So click the stinky linky in the description and pinned comment.
Remember, don't
Alright,
do
so you don't
stupid
have to
shit with
sign up for
VPNs. They
You're
can
gonna
still
use
give your
Atlas VPN to
information
connect to our
whenever they
Discord.
want, willy-nilly.
Let's go to Sweden. Atlas VPN encrypts your data and routes it through a server in Sweden. So then you're gonna reload Netflix and ta-da, there's the Sonic movie. It's also got this thing called Data Breach Monitor. You'll put in your email address and it checks if that email address has been compromised. It'll even notify you if you get breached in the future. And get this, right? You can get Atlas VPN on all your devices too. For real though, this deal is not gonna last long. It's a limited time offer. $139 per month, 30-day money-back guarantee. atlasv.pn/kkclue. The K, the K, and the C are capital. You gotta type it that way, or just click the link at the top of the description and pin comment. You know the deal. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so let's take a look at the right side of the tier list. Let's say you don't have any DDR pads, but you do have a PlayStation and a copy of the game.
Yeah, still,
What
but
you're gonna
like,
do is you can use the
remember that
PlayStation
bit
controller.
when people try to tell you,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
oh,
I
you
don't see
can
why
do
not.
like, you
It
can
really
do like
isn't
kind
surprising
of
that there's an entire
sneaky stuff with a
subsection of the
VPN,
DDR
and you'll be
community
safe.
that plays the
As a
game
way of
for
no,
you.
the fuck
It's
you're
all about
not.
accessibility. Good keyboards are less expensive and easier to come by than good DDR pads are. Friday Night Funkin's success is due in part to its accessibility.
Wasn't there somebody
It's
who
free.
tried
All
to,
you need
like,
play it is a computer. Even though mechanically
Move over
it's an
how Friday
experience
Night Funkin' works and then
identical to
use
playing
like an
DDR
actual
with a
dance pad
keyboard,
for it?
The game is so much more than just its mechanics.
Then
Dance
they
Dance
fucking
Revolution is
suffer
the
on week
same
3.
way. Even when you take away the gimmick, it still
Yeah, week
has
3.
insane appeal. Even Konami knew this,
No,
and
week
they
4.
wanted to encourage alternate control schemes, so they manufactured and released an official DDR hand controller. I love this thing, it's just awesome. I even tried to make it look like a real DDR pad, it's great. The only thing that would make it look even more rad is if the buttons lit up as you press them, but sadly they do not. You may have noticed these extra buttons up here. What are those for? Well, for those that are unaware, there's a game mode of DDR called Solo, which adds 2 more directional panels, up left and up right, and this controller is designed to support that, and that kind of rocks. When I first got this controller a few years ago, I was pretty down on it. I didn't like how square the buttons were and how the D-pad was so far apart, but as I used it more and more, I really started to come around, and this is my favorite way to play DDR on PlayStation. On a normal controller, you can't press 2 opposing directions on the D-pad at the same time, but obviously that issue is resolved with the DDR controller. You can press left and right at the same time with your thumb. I can't imagine you'll be in that situation super often considering the low difficulty of the PlayStation DDR games, but you can do it. Overall, not bad. I had a pretty good time with this controller. For sure it goes in B tier. And since it's basically just a PlayStation controller but meant for DDR, naturally the original wouldn't be far behind. C tier. You use 2 legs to play DDR, so making that the equivalent to 2 thumbs on a hand controller is pretty smart. But let's say that some company took DDR pad for your hands a bit too literally. This is the Bio Mini DDR controller, and wow, there are a lot of problems with it. How are you supposed to position your fingers on it? I guess what they intended is for you to do finger legs like on a tech deck, which I guess is fine, but realistically, I want to position my fingers like this using 2 hands. And even then, after a while, my fingers were so strained from the awkwardness of the controls. The buttons themselves are okay, they're serviceable, but dude, they are loud, they click like crazy, it's like you're slamming on a typewriter. I'm hacking! I'm hacking! The best thing about this controller is how it looks. The arrow panels have these brushed aluminum plates on top that give them such a uniquely luxury feel, and the buttons glow when you press them. Always love that, very pleasing. The Bio Mini controller is kind of cool actually, but like, it's not good, and that kind of hurts to say, because this is what people would think of when they hear mini DDR controller. For actual gameplay, it's just not as practical as the DDR controller, or even the PlayStation controller, but it isn't totally unusable, so I guess it's gonna go in D tier. And before we get down to E and below, let's go up to the top and talk about keyboards. I briefly mentioned earlier that the keyboard DDR sub-community exists, and the reason why is because it's undeniably the most consistent way to play rhythm games with your hands. Keyboards come in all different shapes and sizes and configurations and key switches, and there's like a million different variables, right? But in
It still
general,
feels really fucking weird to have a
keyboard
like
play
not like a
gets
bad way, but
keyboard
enough.
A. Some people play with the arrow keys, some people play with
Excitedly.
4 keys in a row, some people spread them out between their 2 hands. You got a lot of options for customization when you use a keyboard. My keyboard of choice for a long time was a standalone board meant specifically for keyboard rhythm games. It's called the THNIC 4K. I tend to be pretty rough with my keyboards when playing rhythm games. I bottom them out really hard when pressing them, so it has Cherry MX Red switches which actuate at the bottom. All things considered, it's held up pretty well over the past few years I've had it, but I do have some problems with it. Micro USB instead of USB-C. Bleh. It's not HID compliant. Bleh. It needs Arduino drivers in order to work, so if you plug it into old computers or consoles, it won't work. Bleh. The case and the keycaps are 3D printed, which is fine, but 3D printed things tend to be kind of brittle. The little plus shape that holds onto the key switch, that broke off really soon after I got it. I can't show you the 3D printed keycaps because I threw them in the trash like 3 years ago. I replaced them with better keycaps and all was well. Other than that, not bad. They also make some keyboards that have touch controls, and I gotta try that at some point. That sounds sick. My brother makes keyboards, and I told him my problems with the THNIC 4K, and he was like, yeah, that's lame, I'll make it better. And a few weeks later, he came up with this prototype. There are 2 boards with 2 buttons each, and they're designed to be positioned wherever you want them. It's got hot swap key switches with no soldering required. I ended up not getting a lot of use out of the boards being separated, and having 2 microcontrollers doubles the price of production, so he made a version with only 1 board, very similar to the THNIC 4K. We called it the Groove board. It's HID compliant, so you can plug it into anything and it'll work just fine. I also made the graphics for the board, and you can tell because it's awesome. We're gonna do a limited run of Groove boards on eBay, but if you can't get one then, don't worry, you can still build one yourself because the design is open source, baby. To be clear, we aren't trying to compete with THNIC. This was a very personal project. I wanted a low-profile, HID-compliant, chalk switch USB-C board, and the THNIC 4K wasn't checking any of those boxes, so I took matters into my own hands. THNIC's boards are still very good. I highly recommend you check them out. They're very accessible and their prices are good. They've been doing it for years. They know what's up. I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to one-up them or anything. That's just not the case. Just consider this like fan fiction. You know, I made it out of a labor of love. I ain't trying to step on your toes. These kind of keyboards are designed with DDR in mind, so of course it's the best way to play the game. S tier. Yeah, sure, all those things are cool, right? But what if I want to play DDR on the bus on the way to school? Not to worry, Konami thought of that, and they put Dance Dance Revolution on the dang Game Boy. And you have this little plastic thing you gotta clip onto it so you can have DDR buttons. Okay, as ridiculous as this is, it's kind of awesome. It's really charming to hear classic DDR songs in chiptune form. The plastic
I
buttons
love
are a
that.
little inconsistent, but honestly they did their best. I like DDR-GB a lot just because it's so weird that it exists at all. It's definitely not good. So E tier. But I don't have a Game Boy Clue. Oh my god, you're so whiny. Fine. Will you stop complaining if I show you the DDR LCD game where the music sounds like it was put through a blender 3 times?
I like how at some point it stops trying to
Not
put
yet,
in
please.
the
They're very
vocals.
expensive, and from what I've seen, they're definitely not worth it. F tier. They made a few Hello Kitty ones though, and those are really cute. Someday I'll get one. That day is not today. And the very last DDR controller I have to talk about is so terrible that it should not exist at all. Okay, imagine a thin soft pad, like a bad third-party one, and you shrink it down to be only a few inches big. Introducing the Dance Pad Pro series. The fact that this was greenlit and manufactured is insane to me. Trying to use this to play DDR is a nightmare. The sensitivity is comically low. I put it on a flat surface and absolutely hammered it with my fingertips, and it was still like a 50% chance that it would register a press at any given time. There is no tactile feedback. The buttons aren't raised or anything, so it suffers from all the same problems of a standard soft pad, but this one is small, so it sucks even more. That's about as far as I thought I'd get. I had the best luck with holding the pad with 2 hands and pinching the buttons with 2 fingers. I had to hold it like a controller with 2 hands to get it to even function. At that point, why don't I just use a controller? Isn't the whole point for it to be better than using a controller? Or they just maybe play with my toes? Is this a toe controller for your toes? Just stop it. Stop it, Dance Pad Pro series. Get out of here. Seeing the tier list filled like this gives you so much perspective on how much reach DDR had. Like represented here, we have the entire range of accessibility, high to low, price points all over the place, stuff that was officially made by Konami and stuff that was made by fans. You've got third-party copycats and bizarre license deals. It's just, it's really cool to see. Oh yeah, speaking of license deals, remember how I talked about Burger King toys in the iDog video? Yeah, so Konami partnered with friggin' Burger King to make DDR toys back in 2006. What is it with Burger King getting all the best IPs for their toys? This right here is called the DDR Foot Moves, and it is stupid. It's literally just Simon. It does a little sequence of left and right, and you copy the sequence. And according to the promo website, you're expected to play on this with your toes? I don't even... There were a lot more of these. This was just the one I was able to get a hold of. They also gave out little music sampler CDs. I bought this because it's so bizarre to see Dance Dance Revolution and Burger King printed on the same CD. They almost feel like opposite concepts. Hey KK Clue, what the heck's going on, man? Why haven't you uploaded in like 36 million years? Yes, I hear you. All right, prepare yourself because I'm about to spill the beans. I spent about 5 months working on this video. It survived 2 depressive phases and 3 different entire script rewrites, like a lot of drastic reworking to get it to flow like I wanted it to. And in the middle of the production process, I also
hang on, I gotta mess with my window capture again.
I also spent a lot of time in April making stim packs, which I sold to fans of the channel for an autism research charity. I also opened a brand new merch store at clue.gg, which has some really sick new designs that I made, so take a look at that. It's really cool. Thank you for your patience, and thank you to everyone on Patreon for keeping me alive. Oh yeah, also subscribe to my second channel, KK2. I have a show over there where I open fan mail that people send to my P.O. box. Occasionally, I stream on Twitch. I'm actually a furry VTuber over there, so go check that out. Since just going down the laundry list of stuff that I do. We also have a really tight-knit community over on Discord as well, so if you're looking for some cool, friendly people, head over there. I've been a busy bee.
Got it. I'm gonna fucking join it after this stream, because I said I would last stream.
This is what it sounds like when I'm dictating to the microphone underneath a blanket. I captured some footage of this pad a few days ago, but I just wasn't happy with the result. Have that like blue earthbound background.
I want to find I feel bad he's got these 2 here that I want to watch, because this was the one again that made me finally go to the arcade, but still.
When it goes through that masking part, and this is really
I remember that person that did it, so I want to pull it up. Oh, hi. This is just here. I want to see this. I want to see how this is pulled off. Come on. Oh, hi, dude. I think what throws off this whole outfit that he's got here is it just like a very chill, don't get hot outfit. But then he has like kind of formal shoes with it. Oh yeah, fuck no, they would not be able to include the notes there. I don't know what else to look up. Hang on, I want to look up other blue stuff sometimes. Oh, this one has like all of them that I actually want to show. I said that I played Death by Glamour on it before. I said I played Death by Glamour. And I like the whole animation it has. So here, just stare at Death by Glamour, okay? Have fun. What? 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 What are you saying my name for? Thank you for the head pats. No, I have not. I just realized I feel bad because I said I'd played Day Shift at Freddy's today. And then I didn't because I hope it is. I would love to because you've talked about it a lot. But at the same time, I don't know what to expect from it at all, and that kind of scares me to just go in completely clueless. Hang on, if I go look up how much the, I'm not saying the short name. If I go look up how much the Twitch integrated throwing system is, well, what, should I expect in the future somebody just randomly throw a donation at me? You give me enough money to buy it so you people can throw shit at me. Because you see, I thought, man, I'd have to upgrade to being a... I think just like a rundown of, you know what, even out of context thing to expect in the first game would be good. Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm debating if I'm going to keep backing this Kickstarter that I want to back. The one to get the Pride Puppy plushies, because so many of them have been unlocked. And I backed it because I want the little non-binary puppy. The next time I go to the arcade, I'm fucking getting one of those cards. So they have like cards to scan on like mostly games that are based from Japan to like save your progress and stuff. Did I get one? No, because I thought that, like, maybe I won't go back to this arcade, but no, I fucking loved that enough that I want to keep going back. So I'm getting one next time, so I can, like, save my progress in Groove Coaster and stuff. But no. But no, I want to back that Kickstarter so bad, because I want the non-binary puppy plushie I'd get in, like, December then. But at the same time, after I spent my money on my Pride flag because I wanted to get at least one thing at the mall, after that, I'm only gonna have $8 at the end of the month if I don't make any more money beforehand. Oh damn, it's funny you have $15. The Twitch integrated throwing system is $15. Hi. If we actually got like a donation of like over $15, then I'd do it. But Balloons, you said if we set in as much as it is, yeah, and I'm gonna be broke. So I'd like a little bit of money. We really need to get more money havers in this chat. Not in a rude way. But in the way of, like, in the way of, I think we are still 10 subscriptions away from finally getting me one. If we got, like, miraculously 10 subscriptions, like, at best, like, 2 sets of 5 gift subs by the end of the month, then I would get $100 by the start of next month. I would finally reach my payout goal from Twitch. I'll be open about that stuff because I'm struggling with money.
I'm sure you'll do better on the next. Select a game mode. Let's play Groove Coaster.
How long is this one? Oh, Megalovania. I found the one thing I liked about Groove Coaster is just the charting of everything actually feels nice. And the concept. Just all of it seems nice. The best way I can explain that Sega one with the keypad and the penguin character that I played, the best I can explain that one is, you know, like those current mobile rhythm games that are everywhere, like I can say exactly that, because this thing actually literally had music from, I think, Bang Dream. I don't even remember the name of the song. Not the name of the song, the name of the game. Yeah, Bang Dream Girls Band Party, that one. Or was it? Yeah, it was that. They had songs from that game and all that, and it plays exactly like those mobile games. The only difference is, like, whenever you'd flick up a note, instead there's sensors on the sides to note where your hands are because you're supposed to let go. No, I'm gonna bully people like every other day to commission me or to subscribe to me, because actually at this point I will push for subscriptions because we are genuinely not that far away. Well, it isn't only subscriptions, you can also do bit cheers. I've been meaning to add in more bit cheer things for like specific amounts. Solely to tempt people. Like, I'll admit it, I will tempt people to give me bit cheers because I mean this in the kindest way. I'll say fuck it and I will give you insight on how affiliate works. I think it's the same with partner.
Good job.
Oh no.
You set
But
a new record.
bits are
Congratulations. You got a new title.
it's about the same for everybody, I think.
Groove Coaster.
A single bit is a penny. That's why, like, when you buy 100 bits, it's a little over $1. And my highest... So, like, that's why, like, my highest one is, like, I think my highest one is 420 bits. That gives me a little under $5. I'm gonna wait till this video is done and then I'm gonna pull up my... Wait, never mind, you guys don't get to look. I'm gonna go check my dashboard and see how much I have so far, actually. This is a simple thing I do. I just want to see my revenue so far. Channel analytics, revenue. I'll put my start date to, like, February 9th, because that's when I started. That was around when I first got affiliate. I have made $78.90 through being a Twitch affiliate so far. So literally, I just need to make... Ignore that. So I literally just need to make 20 bucks is the thing. Oh, I already have a plan. I'm just still playing videos first because I'm not done. My stream isn't over. It hasn't even been 2 hours yet. We go a lot later than this. I do have plans though, because the person I want to raid goes a lot later than me usually. I need to see how my streams are going to change in the future, because I would encourage you, but I know that even though on my own, I don't like to. I'll think I need to clean my room and then I don't because my brain hates me. The only reason I've cleaned my room lately was just so I could. I think I mentioned it yesterday. The only reason I've cleaned my own room up was just cleaning off a bedside table that I usually burn incense on because it started getting piled up with stuff. And when I went out on Sunday, I bought a set of incense sticks that's Halloween scented and smells like apple cider.
Stage cleared. Congrats. You set a new
So I
record.
was so excited to burn it that I literally cleaned up the entire side table so it would be like safe and nothing flammable on it. It was the only reason. Speaking of which, I'm actually burning another one. What I love is actually the name of it is Spooky Brew. It's apple cider with a hint of spooky stuff. It kind of smells more like pumpkin, but you can get the apple cider scent from it. And the little tab that you put it under so that it actually... Any little tab you put it under so it actually like shuts. Just says boo on it. I don't know. That's your fun fact of the day. Which has been a fun fact about me even before I started streaming. I really like burning incense because it smells nice and it stays so the smell isn't like a very temporary thing. Like of course it is temporary, but it's not as temporary as Body's mom compared it to like when you put air freshener sprayers in a room. Like sure it works, but like not for long. That smell doesn't stay, it goes away almost as quickly as it was there. Meanwhile, while I burn incense, the smell from the smoke and stuff stays there for a while. Oh, I don't know where my lighter went. Lighter for... Still have matches of it. That's good. So. Okay, never mind. That match was a very strong dud. Oh yeah, I know that. That's how I test if some things in my chat work. Like when I put in new sound redeems, I test them out like right away so it isn't like a trial and error during stream. And now my room will smell like apple cider again. I know that you can also do it because one other streamer I watch, his viewers lately have been ignore these. I keep getting recommended these because I've watched them. But like another streamer I watch, sometimes his chat just goes and literally starts like tier 4 not raids, and starts like tier 4 fucking hype trains when he isn't live. Here, let's do a deep dive into Movie Star Planet, guys.
Glitches and hacks, the random
Hang on, I was still watching it.
Movie Star Planet. Where do we even begin with this?
This is almost an hour long. Never mind. Back out.
Groove Coaster.
Let's watch other Groove Coaster videos. Yeah, I said I was going to after stream. I'm half tempted to start playing Groove Coaster like at home, but also at the same time. I'm starting to realize I wouldn't like that after I've already played so much of it. like, you know, oh, I played it at... Ignore me, I'm trying to fix this. Like, oh, I played it at the arcade. I like the arcade play too much. Yeah, I know that there's like different ways to play it, like I think there's a PC version, I know there's a mobile one. But just, I like the feel of the actual two buttons just right there, I liked that. And I'm not sure how I'd adjust to like, playing it on like mobile for like a month or two, and then going back to the arcade, because I'm not gonna make an hour-and-a-half drive like, every other week. That's like a once every month kind of thing. But for now it's a once every other month because I'm busy next month. I'm gonna try getting a job at a high school, dear God help me. But I'm mainly taking it because it's local, I can do it. And maybe taking on an actual, like, day job. Listen, I'll just be a- listen, I'm gonna be a fucking cook. That's, like, a lot easier to handle than, like, anything else, probably. My dude, how the fuck are you doing that? Okay. Go off, King. But, like, honestly, I will take any, like, job. Because a day job would probably help a lot in the whole trying to save up for a better computer thing. Barely anybody's commissioned me. It will help. It will be better. I've actually been curious about this video as much as I've seen it. So you're coming along with me. Thank you. I think my only saving grace is that somebody in chat that I partially, I'm like, I don't know. I always consider some people friends, but then I get worried like, ah, you don't see me as a friend. But either way, I'm like, somebody in the server at least.
You clicked on the video.
It was just like,
is this guy actually gonna go to every rainforest cafe?
like, oh my god, that's the fucking same job I have.
That title is a lie.
I'm like, got it, you're my superior, I look up to you now, tell me what to do.
And Canada,
Even if our rules work
the
different.
Rainforest Cafe, home of a lot of weird animatronic animals and monkey noises. The Rainforest Cafe is self-described as a jungle-themed restaurant that was originally created in 1994 at the Mall of America by
Oh god, yeah. For some reason I started using Twitter more recently.
You probably know of it because there was one in your mall near your hometown that has probably since closed, but there are 18 locations left currently in the US and Canada. But you're probably asking yourself, why would I do this? My friend
I used to use Tumblr more and then apparently for some reason I fucking dropped it. And now I use Twitter more and I hate it.
3-week road trip to hit every single rainforest cafe in the country and Canada. So obviously, my response was, Ted, that is quite possibly the stupidest idea for a trip I have ever heard in my life, and I am in. So it is currently Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, and I am about to embark on the greatest journey of my entire life. I should also mention there are a couple of challenges to this road trip. One, we can only travel depending on when rainforest cafes open and close at that specific location. And two, I have only been to a rainforest cafe maybe once in my life. And to extra challenge myself, I have not looked at the menu for Rainforest Cafe before starting this trip. So today I will find out what my options are looking like for the next 3 weeks of my life. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. So the first Rainforest Cafe we thought was in Los Angeles, but it's actually right here in Ontario, California. And just like that, with a group of friends, we were off. And as we got closer, my excitement grew. Walking up to that mall and seeing that beautiful sign with running water. The Rainforest Cafe. Don't zoom out. Don't zoom out, because then you can just see most of it's a blank wall. A little tiny sign in a big, big wall. So we got everybody together. We walked in, and there it was. The first Rainforest Cafe out of 18. Oh boy, it was something. Monkeys everywhere. So many, I cannot stress how many vines there are in this restaurant. As we walked in, we noticed these large aquarium pillars that seem to be missing, it's an important aspect of an aquarium. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh, fish. Yeah, there's no fish. There's a bunch of bubbles. But as we were seated, there was only one thing on my mind, the menu. I still had...
All I know about Twitter is I hate everybody and my block list is the longest fucking thing alive.
We started easy with something like the Rainforest Burger. Okay, I understand that. Rasta pasta.
Be generous with your blocking. Nobody cares, and if they do, that's stupid. I can block who I want.
And it really started to hit me that these were some of my own...
You can block who you want. Don't feel bad about it.
Whether I liked it or
You
not,
don't want to know how many people I have blocked.
were on the menu. So we ordered some drinks and had some fun. I got the fried fish tacos. Here they are. They were all right. And as we ate, I did not know that Rainforest Cafe has thunderstorms. Yep, those thunderstorms, I believe, happen every 20 minutes. And I will be at Rainforest Cafe a lot. So I will experience these every 20 minutes, most days. And finally, I made a stop in the bathroom. And I could not have guessed what would happen when I walked through that little King of the Jungle door. A full safari surrounding the urinals and urinal cakes. Birds staring at me pee, watching, judging. I couldn't escape the rainforest even if I tried. I was like Robin Williams in Jumanji. Now, if the only Jumanji you've seen is the one with The Rock and Kevin Hart, I totally understand. It's sort of a similar scenario, but in the Robin Williams one, he's a boy, and his dad owns a shoe factory, and he accidentally gets one of the best workers fired, and then that night he plays Jumanji and gets trapped in the board game in the jungle for so long that that boy grows into a wild Robin Williams. So that's the reference I'm making if you didn't understand. Anyways, sorry. That was it for day one, and we drove home. On that drive, I started to mentally prep for the journey that was about to begin.
So it's the morning of. It's really starting to hit me that I'm going to be on the road for 3 weeks. And then I think, like, why am I going to be on the road for 3 weeks? To go to every rainforest cafe in the country. And somebody might say, oh, that sounds fun. 3 weeks of travel on the road with your girlfriend, seeing the whole country. No, not my girlfriend, Ted.
So I said my goodbyes to Chrissy, and Ted and I hit the road. 21 days, 18 rainforest cafes, and a whole lot of miles. The plan for the day is LA to Phoenix, where we eat at our first rainforest cafe. Then we drive a little bit more to Tucson.
Hang on. Okay, just enjoy the video. Tell me what I missed.
I like to hydrate, maybe a little too much, and my body wasn't exactly in road trip mode yet. So I had a little bit of an emergency.
So we stopped because I needed to emergency pee, or I was gonna piss myself. In layman's terms, I was gonna piss my little pants like a little baby boy. So we got to the gas station here. They don't have a bathroom. There's a Jack in the Box, luckily for me, right next to it, locked. So I went in that bar and grill.
After almost wetting my pants like a little baby boy, we continued to Phoenix and made it just on time. There it was in the beautiful Phoenix sun, our second Rainforest Cafe. But very quickly, a word from our sponsor, SeatGeek. If you don't already know, SeatGeek is a ticketing app that allows you to buy tickets for major events on your phone. It's an app. How hard is an app to figure out? You buy tickets on your phone. This shouldn't be complicated for you by now. And it is now the summer, so if you're not busy going to every Rainforest Cafe in America and Canada, you can go to all of the concerts that are happening right now. Kendrick's about to be on tour. SeatGeek also wanted me to tell you that they want to make sure you get a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for green dots. Green dots mean good deal. Red means bad. So use code Eddie for $20 off your tickets on SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase using code Eddie. You can click the link in the description below to download the app. Now back to the video. It was again in a mall that looked identical to the one before. The last one was in Ontario Mills, and this was Arizona Mills. A lot of the Rainforest Cafes are in identical malls that are a place and then mills after it. Walked in, still no fish, just a bunch of bubbles again, and we were seated next to two elephant animatronics, and they were loud.
It's kind of funny because it's like.
At the Phoenix
Okay.
Rainforest Cafe, everything happens to be loud, including the thunderstorms. I forgot to mention that yesterday there were 4 thunderstorms while we ate. I'm going to keep a total Rainforest Cafe thunderstorm counter just to make sure we don't miss any. So there were 4 yesterday and 3 during this meal. So we're at a total of 7 thunderstorms already. I ordered the Rainforest Burger, and it was a chain burger, like getting a burger at Applebee's. It was about a 5 out of 10. And the fries were actually pretty good. Ted got an appetizer that was a mozzarella flatbread with arugula, and for Rainforest Cafe, this was awesome. If I got this at a nicer restaurant, I would not think so. But for Rainforest Cafe, this is the best
I
thing
get that
I've
he's
had
like shitting on him so hard half of this video, but it just makes me want to go to a Rainforest Cafe so much more.
So we paid and left and made it over to Tucson to sleep for the night, exhausted after a first day. So after the Phoenix Rainforest Cafe, there is not a Rainforest Cafe until Texas, where there are 4: Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and Galveston. Or
Got it.
Galveston.
Find a reason to go to
I don't know how
Texas.
to pronounce your place. So we split the drive up into 2 days. First,
Making a
driving
plan.
to
Making a plan.
near White Sands National Park in New Mexico. We showed up and got this camping spot. I could not believe how beautiful this place was. It was so cool to camp here. Then the next morning, we headed on a 10-hour drive all the way to Dallas. But first, we stopped at White Sands National Park. Look how pretty it is. Okay, that's enough. But more importantly, we stopped at the world's largest pistachio. Look
The
how
world-
big
what?
this nut is.
You know what? I'm not gonna question why it exists. Thank you, pistachio.
As we moved into Dallas for Rainforest Cafe
God
number
damn it.
3, I started to become very confused with the quality of Rainforest Cafes in this state. Because getting to Grapevine Mills, yes, it was in another mall similar to the ones before, I was shocked to find that there were people there, and they were enjoying themselves. They also had fish. Something mysterious and possibly illegal was going on here.
I just know
and
there
was
isn't any
sure
near
of
me.
it.
I'm just curious now.
I got a Rainforest Burger again so I could directly compare it to the one in Phoenix. The Phoenix one was just okay, and this one was pretty good? What is going on? The next day, we moved through to San Antonio to eat at a Rainforest Cafe with some friends. And this one was cool? It was on a river walk in the middle of the city? I don't understand. So this Rainforest Cafe is like actually a cool spot to eat. That doesn't really make sense to me. I'm supposed to be in a mall and depressed. I got the Turkey Club there, and after multiple days of Rainforest Cafe and camping food,
I think I've been
it
to
was
San Antonio.
really good and fresh.
I think we've
and
been
I
to San
liked
Antonio
it.
before. Got it. Got it. Go to the San Antonio Rainforest Cafe.
No. So our plan of moving through Texas was going great. We were on our way to Houston until the truck started to make this noise. So the next morning, I got some well-needed rest as Ted waited at 8 a.m. in a Midas in Austin, Texas. And in that Midas, they decided to play Saving Private Ryan at full volume. And after the movie, Ted went outside to make a phone call and also update me. And when he came back in, they were playing Saving Private Ryan again.
Why? Why?
But the car got fixed in a timely manner, and we were on our way to
Enough time for 2
Hills
Private
in
Ryans.
Katy,
Got it.
Texas, just outside of Houston. Oh, I also forgot to mention that we went to the Alveus Sanctuary.
I think that's one they just went to.
Maya showed us around. This place is so cool. I got to hold a snake. I got to hold a bird. I got to pet an emu. Thank you, Maya, for having us. This was so cool. If you guys want to donate to Alveus, I put the link in the description down below. All right, back to the trip. And after a stressful day of worrying about the truck,
another
I
Mills.
will be honest, this Rainforest Cafe broke me. I was exhausted after 5 days of travel, and this was probably the most depressing Rainforest Cafe we'd been to.
I need to know if this mall is bad. I need to know if this mall is bad. I feel like the Simon Center malls are the worst.
I got the Creole mac and cheese, and while it looks pretty good, it was so rich and filling and creamy that I could only get through a couple of bites, and I felt terrible about wasting this food.
Right now, I am at a low, energy-wise, mental health-wise. This guy's judging me for it. This guy's got his nipples out. I don't even know what this guy's doing.
So we headed back to the hotel, and I was just sad and panicking that I had only gotten 5 days done, and we had so many more to go.
Do I look like I've been on the road too much to you?
So my Katie Mills experience was a bit depressing, but I had
Oh yeah, they look like the same vibe.
Tomorrow.
Okay, day 6. Oh, I'm tiny in this frame. We are about 26 minutes away from Galveston, Texas, which I believe is like an island town and pretty touristy.
Ted and I were very excited on the way to Galveston because we had heard that it was the best Rainforest Cafe. But nothing could have prepped me for the absolute gold standard this restaurant was. This Rainforest Cafe was a full waterfall volcano building directly on the beach, and it did in fact have a separate building next to it for a ride. Say goodbye to the boring Rainforest Cafe malls. This palace stood on its own, not connected to a Wetzel's Pretzels or a lid store where in 2011 they sold so many flat brim caps with superhero logos. And unlike Katie Mills, I was feeling amazing. So I ordered one of their ices in their souvenir cups so I could get a little cup with Cha-Cha the Tree Frog on top.
Never mind, scratch all that I said. This one looks like the best.
Ted and I started having the best time of our lives. They had better mozzarella sticks as an appetizer. Everyone in there was happy, and I was happy enough that I ordered the most embarrassing thing to say on the menu, and I did say all of this out loud. Hello, I would like the Iggy's Piggy sandwich, please. Serve it to me in a trough and give me a little pig nose so I can oink while I scarf it down like a hog. The sandwich was pretty damn good. I think there was a little too much meat. Iggy's sandwich was just a tad too much piggy, but other than the turkey club, this is probably the best thing that I've had so far. This has been the highest high of the entire trip. Ted and I were having the best time of our lives.
This one no. That's my plan. That one no.
What the hell? Make the sound. Do it, Elvis. Make the...
Leaving Galveston was like saying goodbye to a childhood friend. Ted and I had surely been changed for the rest of our lives from this experience. And after that, we headed for the night to New Orleans and walked around Bourbon Street. We had a great time drinking.
What's it all on? I would
Everything
genuinely
about this
actually
place
love to
was
just
so much
have a
fun.
day in
Some
Louisiana.
days on a road trip across
Seems
the
fun.
country, you go to the best rainforest cafe of your life, and you end the night in New Orleans. And some days you drive 8 hours from New Orleans to Gainesville, and that's pretty much all that happens. And it's exhausting. No rainforest cafe today, no anything really. But road trip. So, the plan for the day was to skip past the Orlando Rainforest Cafes and go all the way down Florida to Fort Lauderdale. But I can't stress enough, you're seeing a montage of this. I was so exhausted. It was 8 straight days, over 48 hours of driving, with pretty much nothing but sleep, driving, and rainforest cafes. It was like a
Why is he? I mean
woodpecker
to.
on
I mean
my
to ask this.
brain,
Why does he
and
keep
I
showing the
was so
same
exhausted at this point.
fucking
And it didn't help that the
hotel?
Fort
It
Lauderdale
feels like.
Sawgrass Mills Rainforest Cafe was in another mall. Oh my god, it's
Whoa.
another boring mall. Fun. I got the Blue Mountain chicken sandwich. It was fine. The chicken was
It feels
really
like some
dry.
fucking hotel
When I went
backrooms
to
every
the
time he uses
bathroom,
it.
I realized something interesting. I was away from friends and family, but wherever I went, these monkeys were here for me. They weren't just paintings on a wall at a jungle-themed restaurant across malls in America. No, these monkeys were my friends. We'd been
We lost him.
together. They were here for me, no matter
How far
where
are
I
we in?
went. These were my
How far are
pals,
we
these
in?
were my boys.
We're just
So I
18
don't
minutes
know a
into
lot about
36
the
minutes.
future of
Yeah,
this,
he's
but
lost
I
it.
do know that my mental health is being held up by these monkeys on the wall. And that's how I know I'm doing fine. Arriving in Orlando was great. I got to see
We lost
Chrissy
them,
again.
boys.
We all got dinner with Drew and Amanda.
Am I in the shot? Oh, yeah. Am I in the shot? Yeah, get it, yeah. Am I in the shot? Oh, you are totally, yes, delicious.
Am I in the shot during it? This dinner was very cursed. Disney Springs was a very cool building. They had a volcano that shot fire.
Oh my god.
And I was
Oh.
gonna get something healthy, but Drew pointed out on the menu that there was a $40 steak, and that usually isn't on the menu, so I bought a $40 steak at the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And this happens every time? This happens every 20 minutes. Oh, okay. We also tried a lot of appetizers because we were in a big group. There was a pepperoni flatbread that we were sure was just pizza, and we were correct. Finally, my steak came, and it was actually pretty good. I should note, it was pretty good for what I expected at the Rainforest Cafe. So after a big meal of appetizers and our own entrees, the waiter said, "The next time you see me, I'll have the check." And then he disappeared for 40 minutes. We sat around hearing thunderstorm after thunderstorm. How do you feel about number 4 of the night for thunderstorms? Easily the scariest.
Maybe rare, medium rare. I don't know.
I'm shaking in my boots. I bought some boots and I'm shaking in them right now. Those are really nice. Yeah. You're shaking a lot. Yeah, they come all the way up to my thigh. Yeah, I like that. And we were just very ready to get out of there.
We're going to Disney.
After Disney Springs was the Rainforest Cafe just outside of Animal Kingdom.
Fair,
and they had a
that's kind of how we
breakfast
like.
menu, which means
I don't know,
didn't
not exactly how we
eat
like. We
the
like
little
medium
menu
rare.
for a day. We got breakfast sandwiches. They were pretty good.
Kinda rare.
Ted got a
Not like a.
Buccaneers
This was
at
on the
9 a.m.
grill for
before we
5
walked
seconds,
around
but like a,
Disney in the
you know,
sun for the day.
you won't
And then
die.
We just had fun at the park. And did you guys know that the Animal Kingdom park actually turned the Rainforest Cafe animatronics into like real things that walk around? I mean, the money that Disney has to make these animatronics. Look, it almost looks like it's eating off a tree. It was a really, really fun day at Disney, and afterwards, Chrissy and I
Fair.
got to go get some sushi.
I don't know
walk
why
around
we
the
like it more
boardwalk, and
rare.
I thought, man, this is such a great end to the trip. I had driven so much, we had accomplished a lot, and I just was ready to go home. Sorry, we're only about halfway through, but no, that can't. You must have miscounted. That there can't be more. That's too many. I'm already so fucking exhausted of this Rainforest Cafe, the safari fries. I can't eat a fucking another one. Let me just. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's oh shit. No. Oh god. Oh god. No. Don't make me keep going. Please don't make me keep going. Please.
Okay, Ted is in the shower. We have a big drive today. We are headed to the Nashville Rainforest Cafe. That's number 11. We got 2 days of driving left till we're in New York
Fair.
City, and then we start the final stretch.
Hang on, I'm gonna
of
check if I can
Once
open
we
stream
start that
labels.
final
Can be
stretch,
up to
I'll feel
date.
maybe like I'm, headed home and not trapped doing the dumbest idea of all time. Because I don't know if you watched to this point and been thinking, this is a pretty smart idea. But actually...
Oh, going to all of them? Fuck no, but now you're convincing me to go to at least a singular rainforest cafe.
Bed and your life.
Probably the last thing you'd want somebody to do.
Stupid, fucking, dumb, idiot, Dumbo idea. Oh, on to Nashville.
Woo,
I misspoke in the
Nashville!
last clip. This is the 10th Rainforest Cafe, so set me back 1 on the progress bar.
Yep, we were
very low
behind on
energy.
followers.
It's the 10th Rainforest Cafe in 12 days, and also 11 a.m. However, Ted was not exactly where I was energy-wise.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness gravy. Oh, my goodness. Hot dog.
I hate to say after like this video we might end stream, but you can get them any probably.
The Rainforest Cafe people to dunk Ted headfirst in the tank and leave him there. Orty Mills was another Mills Rainforest Cafe. The mall looked near identical on the inside from like 8 other malls we had been to. I lost count. I don't even know what anymore. We had about a couple of minutes to kill, so we went into this Nashville store and tried some hats on. Wow.
Howdy, dog.
So I got the Turkey Club, which I know is a bit boring to get it again, but I feel like death today from so many Rainforest Cafes, so sandwich. And my Turkey Club was fine. But before we left, I had something very important to do.
Oh yeah, it does. I forgot about that.
Fart with that
I
thing?
just like raiding.
Ma'am, do you fart with that thing? I don't mean to be crass, but can I see your mud flaps?
Oh god, what the fuck is that? I looked away for a second to text somebody.
Today, Ted and I have our sights on yet another Rainforest Cafe. I got to see this cat at the gas station. However, as you can see, I clearly caught this cat trying to park in a handicap spot. I got this on camera. I would like to press charges against this cat, or at least give him a violation. So we were on our way to Atlantic City, and something really, really bad happened. As we were driving, we passed over. I wouldn't describe it as a highway bump. You know those bits of the highway where there's a little bit of a guardrail and the pavement goes
I
up
like to
like
rate
a
every stream
tiny
as long
little
as it's
bit
like
and then
a
goes back down.
there's enough
Went
of us
over in
still
the truck,
here
and
left.
immediately the truck
Enough of us
bounced
left to
like
go.
fucking
There's
crazy.
definitely enough of us
Ted
to go.
suggested we pulled over to a service station in the middle of Delaware, and as Ted looked at the truck, he realized that the entire body of the truck was tilted to the left. This does not look good.
Oh
I don't know a lot
shit.
about cars or trucks, so as we went back into the welcome center to call AAA, we were both unsure if this was the end of the trip.
Yeah.
I hate to say the closer it gets to it, I don't think I can do
two
2 trucks.
I'm on a road trip right now. We're going over I was driving my truck and we went over a bump in the road, and I'm 90% sure, based on visually looking at it, that the front left shock like snapped.
So we had to cancel our reservations in Atlantic City and stay the night in Newark, Delaware.
So the tow company told Ted that they can only fit 1 person in a tow truck. So I'm gonna Uber. I'm out in the rain, but I'm trying to stay dry. As Ted is over there with the Tacoma as it gets loaded onto a tow truck.
We're getting the car towed.
And now we're splitting up, and we're gonna meet at the hotel. Feels a bit weird, but just bye. I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, bye, I guess. See you later.
So there's only 1 seat in there. I can't go with Ted, but it feels weird to just like abandon him with the tow truck and go back to the hotel by myself. This is so stupid. This whole idea is so dumb, and you hear the idea and you're like, oh, that'd be so funny. That'd be so funny if we went on this trip. And then you're on day 13 and you're in the rain and the truck breaks down and you don't know what you're gonna do. I have all my bags sitting here and I will be heading to the nearest hotel. I need to call an Uber or else I'm gonna be trapped at
the Biden Welcome Center for the rest of my life. I don't feel very welcome, Joe. Delaware has not been welcoming so far, Joe. The estimate
my
we
God.
got for fixing the truck was maybe
Listen, man,
around
it is a
2
cool idea.
days,
It's not
which
my
was not an option for us. Miraculously, the
You just had a
got
truck that
fixed
fucking
that
breaks every other day.
afternoon, which was great, but the opposite of a miracle was us having to hit 2 rainforest cafes in one day, 2 days in a row. So we quickly booked it to Atlantic City. We had mozzarella sticks and they were fine. All the food is fine at the Rainforest Cafe. It's all just okay. We then drove all the way up to Edison, New Jersey.
You think
to
people
the
still
saddest
take their
Rainforest
kids to
Cafe
rainforest
I've ever
cafes
seen.
to
The
tell them they're getting
employees at other
divorced?
Rainforest Cafe said this is the worst one, and you can tell by the sign outside and the mall that it's in. Luckily, we were joined by Jakey and Fritz. I ordered a steak at the worst Rainforest Cafe because I thought it would be funny, and my steak was tiny. Here's my hand for scale, and it was also super dry.
Shout out Wayne Gretzky.
Oh my God, yeah, they are the worst then. Huh? Oh, that was not a good shot.
The last little tear said everything, dude.
We went back to
That
New York
says
with
everything,
Jakey and
oh my
Fritz,
God.
Had a great time, but got barely any sleep before we had to book it to the Niagara Falls Buffalo Rainforest Cafe. There we had a spinach dip, and it was one of the better things we had, but I'm so tired of being here. But at least Ted and I were done for the day and could... Wait, there's another one in Canada across the bridge? That's the Canada one? There's 2 at Niagara Falls? I have to eat another one today? Oh God, we gotta go to Canada
You know,
now?
I think this guy would have maybe appreciated this more if he did this and didn't do it every single fucking day. It was like maybe every other day. Find other things to do in the area.
Round 2. My sanity is hanging on just by a thread. So lucky for me, the Canada Rainforest Cafe at Niagara Falls was pretty good. Apparently it is the only privately owned rainforest cafe, and they had a shark in their tank.
Got a
And
whole
I
ass
had
fucking
front
shark.
row seats to these gorillas. And I got a plate of salmon that was by far the best thing that I've had at the Rainforest Cafe. This
Gotta
feels
get a
weird
passport and go to the one in
coming out,
Canada.
But it was a good meal. This salmon was really, really good. It wasn't burnt. They wanted to stress that it wasn't burnt. That was the glaze on the side. But this is by far the #1 thing that I've had, and I don't think anything will top this. So Rainforest Cafe, you did it. You made one good plate of food that I consider to be better than Rainforest Cafe quality. Will I give it to the Rainforest Cafe company? No, because this one is privately owned. So it's really, the credit goes to, I guess, this one restaurant. This is where I started to feel like I was living in Groundhog Day. We drove through more of Canada. We woke up. We drove into Michigan, ate at a Rainforest Cafe. We drove some more. We stayed at my mom's place in Chicago, but had to immediately leave to go to a Rainforest Cafe in Gurnee, Illinois. Oh my God, I have to go to another one. Luckily, we were joined by my good friend, Danny Gonzalez, and I was very happy to see him, even though I was not very happy to be back at another Rainforest Cafe.
Telling you, if you just like paste these out, he'd probably enjoy it more.
Can you buy me a souvenir?
Yeah, do you want to get one maybe that says
I want this
Danny?
one.
You want
I
them?
want this one.
I bet there's one that says Danny if you want.
They all say Megan.
Sorry, did you say they all
They all say Megan, and that's what I want.
Ted and Danny were having a pretty good time. I listen, I can't do this anymore. I'm so tired of this fucking menu. I got the Korean spicy stir fry. It was okay. The rice was really hard. The chicken was dry. There was way too much sauce at the bottom. And when I went to the bathroom, there were animals there, but my monkey friends weren't there. My monkeys weren't in the bathroom. Do you understand what
Oh God. Yeah.
Look at them. They know.
Chat, we're losing him.
They're watching me and laughing.
We're fucking losing him. Move the camera up a little and you'll be like in the guy about to fucking lose his mind in an anime shot.
I can understand it for Danny. This is his first Rainforest Cafe. Ted, however, how is he enjoying this? This is number 16. So then we said bye to Danny. It was really good seeing him and headed for another Rainforest Cafe. The next Rainforest Cafe at Mall of America is the original Rainforest Cafe. The reason for all of this. And after driving
I kinda wanna go to the
5
Mall of
more
America.
hours, we finally arrived at
So
the
two birds, one
original
stone, I guess?
source of the Rainforest Cafe. This was my final boss, because every Rainforest Cafe that has ticked a full year off my life has been located in a mall. And not only is this the original place, it's the biggest mall there is in America. This fucking Rainforest Cafe stood for everything that was standing in my way from going home. We came up on the sign again, and look at them. They're laughing at me. Maya, Iggy, Bamba, Cha-Cha, Rio, and Nile. They knew I was forced to eat this damn menu again. Stuff my face with safari fries. To have these fucking mozzarella sticks again because Ted ordered them for the billionth time. And speaking of Ted, look at him. Look at him enjoying himself. This is the 17th Rainforest Cafe out of 18. How is he not losing his fucking mind? All I can hear is the rainforest. I can hear the elephants when I go to sleep. When I close my eyes, I see them. I see them laughing at me. I can't do another Rainforest Cafe. I just can't fucking do it.
Dude, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask if he's okay.
I got a little carried away yesterday. Rainforest was kind of getting to my head a little bit there, sorry. But I am happy to say that there is only one Rainforest Cafe left that I will ever have to go to.
I don't even know if the one in Mall of
It's all the
America's
way in
good,
Vegas, so Ted
then.
and I made the trip across the country. We saw the
Because he's losing his, he's too busy losing his goddamn mind to let me know.
himself, but didn't have his own Jolly Green Giant, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my
The
god.
man's- he's got no cock and balls. We then drove through Nebraska.
Why are you objectifying the Jolly Green Giant?
Beautiful. We then camped in the desert near Arches National Park, and on the next day, I woke up in the best mood of my life. Today was the final day that I would have to go eat at a Rainforest Cafe, and I even had the pleasure of meeting one of my heroes at the gas station. Hi, Lightning.
There are many
I'm a big
things.
fan. So as we
There are
arrived
many
in
things
Vegas,
wrong here.
I was on top of the world. We got into an Uber and headed for the final Rainforest Cafe. Ted and I decided to celebrate by finally getting the most famous item on the menu, the volcano cake. Watching it arrive to the table was as joyous as I could only assume looking at your child for the first time is. So I got
Oh
a
my
spoonful ready, and as it hit my mouth, it was very sweet. It was super sweet. But I didn't care, because as I was finishing up, I realized that I was done. It was over! And the only thing left to do was say goodbye to all my
You
pals.
did it, dude.
Goodbye, Gorilla. Goodbye, Bird. Goodbye, Tracy Tree. Goodbye, Gorilla. Goodbye, Monkey. Goodbye, Gorilla. Goodbye, Gorilla. Stepping out
I really
into
have a
the
fuck ton of
super
gorillas,
hot
don't they?
Vegas air was one of the best feelings I've ever felt in my life. 3 whole weeks, 18 Rainforest Cafes checked off the list. Ted and I had done the impossible, and I'm assuming we set a world record, but I don't know if there's a record that they were measuring for this, but I'm pretty sure we're the first to do this. So we had an incredible night in Vegas. We ended that night with a quiet moment in front of the Bellagio fountain, reflecting on the journey we'd been on. And finally, after 21 days, it was time to go home.
Good, check it out. Yep, person I want to raid's still alive, so we're
Home
gonna
sweet
home.
home.
Oh shit.
So, I am now back from my journey across the country. And to be honest, even though this bit was very dumb, I'm really proud of what me and Ted have done over the last 3 weeks.
I went to see Morbius 5 days in a row. What is this man doing?
A lot of really cool new people, see family and friends. But I think at the heart of all of it, the big thing that shines through is the Rainforest Cafe. Not only
Oh, he's
is
using the shot of the
ambiance
shittiest one
of
too.
every restaurant incredible, but really what it's all about is the food. The Iggy's Piggy sandwich, the Mojo Bones, the Creole mac and cheese. It nourished me on the road trip in ways that I could only describe as food or in my stomach. So I have to thank you, Rainforest Cafe, for being such a friend to me during this trip across the country. Because really,
All this man has taught
you
me
were
is
the
a
best
list of
part it.
5 different
And on
Rainforest cafes that
note,
are
I should
apparently the
say
best.
that, I'm lying. Oh my god, I will never step foot in a rainforest cafe ever again. If
Fuck
I
you, I
see
will.
one of those animatronics or eat a safari fry again. The safari fries, they're just fries. You can't just put safari in front of something and make it a new food. It's just a fry.
Okay. You'll have fun. Okay, we're gonna go back to the room. Taking back to my room now. Music time. I'll set up the raid. Because I'm done. I'm done. Not in a bad way, I'm just done. There we go. I'll set it up. I'll also go set up to... Hi. I'll also go set up to have it in the background. So I can just go over with you guys because I want to watch. Yeah, I'll probably send you guys over. I'm probably gonna draw some stuff probably after this. I'll be honest. That's about my plan. Let's go. As usual, your raid phrase is the pupper raid. Oh my dog. Why is Tabi dressed up as Hatsune Miku? But yeah, that's it. Oh god, we are almost done. So, have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you. Go give your raid phrase. Have a good go say hi. I'll see you. I won't be seeing you tomorrow, but I'll see you Thursday. So, have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you. I'll see you then.